I am a massive High Fidelity fan. I don't know if I've talked about this before. I must have been about 15, 16. It was the first adult book that I've read, if that makes sense. Like with adult characters and doing adult things, and the protagonist, this very pop culture obsessive who made a lot of lists, sort of spoke to me in some way.
I don't know quite why that
No,
would be the
and
case.
then a year or so after reading the book, the film came out, and I was a massive John Cusack fan at the time. So I was intrigued to see what they would do as a series. I believed that what they would do is, have the same setup. They obviously gender reverse the main character of Rob, here played by Zoe Kravitz, whose mum Lisa Bonet was in the film in 2000. But I did not expect it to have so much dialogue lifted from the book and the film, to the extent that I could quote it back what they were going to say. I mean, they've obviously developed some of the characters more. They've introduced new characters, and the ending, presumably that they had something planned for season 2. Unfortunately, this has been cancelled, which I'm assuming is one of the things that's wound Luke up. So you watched this?
Yeah, I
When
watched
it
this on
aired?
Valentine's.
Yeah.
It aired on Valentine's Day on Hulu. They put the first 4 out, and then the rest of it was weekly. And I was very keen to see it. I will say I haven't seen the film, so I watched the first one when it was out on the States. And what I tend to do then is watch them all, and then when it comes time to talk about it, I have to rewatch everything just to get my ducks in a row. And I thought I'm not going to do that this time. It's not going to be long till these come round. And then here we are in September, October, and they just appear randomly on Stars Play. So the things that wound me up, Matt's right, this has already been axed in the US, which is a crime. I don't understand the ethos behind it. We finally got it, and it's on this hard-to-find platform, which is Stars Play, which you have to purchase on top of Amazon Prime Video. So that was frustrating. And then thirdly, I've fallen in love with Zoe Kravitz, and I've got no more of it. She's bloody magnetic in this role of Rob. I knew that High Fidelity was this thing where you talk to the audience, and that's always been a bugbear of mine. But here, she was just so magnetic that any time in her company, I was just so happy to be there. As a music lover, I love all the references. There's a section where they don't know whether to sell somebody Off the Wall by Michael Jackson because it's problematic in his history, and the girl wants to buy it for her boyfriend, and there's a long discussion of whether that should be allowed, the transaction should be allowed to take place, and they decide that they're not selling it, but somebody else in the shop can do it. I loved all the music references. I loved how cool Robin was, and I loved the dynamics between her and her boyfriend Mac, who dumps her early on, who falls out of love with each other early on in
Barack
the series.
Obama in the Comey
Barack the Comey role. He's having a great time over there in the States. I wish him all the best.
Yeah, because he was in Vera, wasn't he? This is what happens, like Jumbo as
well.
well.
But this is why Brits have a better time in America. If you're getting chances to do this opposite Zoe Kravitz and opposite Jeff Daniels, you're not going to want to stand with Brenda Blethyn in a field somewhere, are you? The other thing that wound me up is that I was so good, I did all my homework, and then somehow this dropped off my radar. I forgot we were doing it, and so I've only seen 5 of the 8, and so that winds me up. So
so you haven't watched all of it?
No, I've seen half. I'm at just over halfway.
Did it wind you up more to say that to tell you that you're only halfway through because there's 10?
Oh, there's 10. I thought we were 8. Yes. Okay, well I am exactly halfway through. I adore this, and I'm annoyed to be speaking to you and not watching it because I loved every second of it.
The sort of the thing with the top 5 breakups, that's all in the book.
But isn't that the plot?
Sort of, yeah. I suppose the big difference here is in the book and the film, because it's obviously a set time frame, and I believe they thought that they would have a second series or what have you. In the book, at the end, Rob reunites with, it's Laura in the name of the character that he splits up with in the beginning, whereas here Mac has moved on, he's got a new fiance. What I liked the most here, and something that they've been able to develop because of it being a series, is the relationship between Zoe Kravitz as Rob, Divine Joy Randolph as Charisse, David H. Holmes as Simon. These characters in the book were Barry and Dick. In the film were played by Jack Black and Todd Louiso. The Simon character, who was Dick in the film, they've elaborated a lot more on him. They have made him a ex of Robin's. They split up when he came out of the closet, but they're still like best friends. And they even do, which you haven't watched yet, but I believe it's episode 8, is all about him. It goes to his perspective.
Oh wow! Okay.
And you get his top 5 breakups. Divine Joy Randolph, who's an actress I don't know, was
She's
absolutely brilliant. And
she's amazing.
some of her lines made me laugh out loud. I mean, Jack Black, it was very much his breakout performance in High Fidelity, and those like being the record store snobs. And I don't know if this is playing for people who are coming to it having read the book, seen the film like me, or are coming into it completely new like you. It's interesting that we've got these two perspectives. If there's a lot of, you loved it the first time round, here you go, or it's for new people who haven't seen it, but people who have not seen it will also appreciate it. Also, they do in this, they sort of string it out a little bit more again, is her relationship with a musician called Liam, who the thing they do here, which they didn't do in the book, is that he is a lot younger than she is, even though there's only about 5 years between Zoe Kravitz and Thomas Doherty, the actor who plays him, and they start a relationship. The new part here is the Jake Lacey character Clyde, who's brand new, and to me he was the weakest part of this. I find Jake Lacey a very bland screen presence.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that Rob had much chemistry with either Jake Lacey or Thomas Doherty. I thought she had a lot of chemistry with Kingsley Ben-Adir, who played Mac. I think Zoe Kravitz, as you say, she is such a great screen presence. It is a bit of an unlikable character, and I remember
she's very self-centered.
Stephen Frears, who directed the film, said that's why he cast John Cusack, because you need like a likable presence to say some of these really unlikable things. As a fan of the original material, I love all the little alterations they've made. There's the scene where she decides to go and meet up with all of her exes on the top 5 list, and in the film it's Bruce Springsteen who's in the kitchen, and this is Debbie Harry.
I love that.
Yeah, where they're playing like a version of... Are they playing like a version of Heart of Glass or something?
Yes.
I like the way they've updated it as well. A lot of stuff around it, like one of the exes is an Instagram influencer. There's that scene where someone comes into the store and uses Shazam, and Charisse is like, there is an actual human being standing right in front of you.
Yeah, love that.
But yeah, I watched all of this in about a 24-hour time period. It's about 5 hours long. I am absolutely devastated that they've cancelled this. Whether it will be another thing where they look at it or someone else picks it up, as you say, it was a Hulu. But yeah, Zoe Kravitz, I mean, she's going on to bigger and better things now. She's Catwoman in the new Batman film. Definitely watch it. It's such an easy watch. It is such a relaxing watch. It's comfort TV for me. And
it's clever. It's clever comfort TV. It's not switch your brain off TV.
No.
But it's
I think I was surprised how much of it was a direct lift. I felt, it would be about this sort of 30-something who ran a record shop and was talking about their sort of most memorable breakups as they were going through a breakup. I didn't expect the plots to be that similar in tone.
What I would say, though, is I'm all for these shows coming over and them having a UK home, but they don't advertise them anywhere. People are probably hearing about High Fidelity for the first time listening to this podcast. They don't talk about the fact that these are there. They just arrive on Stars Play. So if you're a subscriber to Amazon Prime Video, then you're already paying $5.99 a month. Then it's an extra $5.99 for the Stars Play app. That's £10. That's more expensive than a Netflix account. I don't know how they expect people to do it. Amazon have so few original series. Why don't they pick up these little gems and put them on their platform? Then at least Amazon subscribers would see them and they pop up as
why, Luke? Money. I keep telling you, TV's an industry. They don't care about accessibility.
But these, I'm not anti-streamer, although it may seem like it sometimes online. But I don't like these new arms of streamers that pop up within other streamers that you then have to pay for the occasional little gem like this that nobody talks about. unfortunately, the only way to legally watch High Fidelity in the UK at the moment is on Stars Play or through Amazon Prime. I miss the days that something like this would have been on Friday night on Channel 4. I know we're talking donkeys years ago. She's just so blooming good. We loved it.